What's going on, guys? Ryan O'Toole back here again, giving you guys another Q&A. Welcome to my second Q&A video. If you haven't seen the first Q&A I did, it's on my channel, and I've been waiting a month to do this video, and I cannot wait to answer the questions that is to come. Thank you to everyone who has submitted me a question on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. I don't have a lot of questions from my first Q&A, so this Q&A will be a lot shorter, but I will answer all of them in a timely manner. Without further ado, let's start with the questions. Amari Ponce on Facebook asks, do you think there is a future for Kung Fu Panda? Yeah, I do think there's a future for Kung Fu Panda. And to best answer your question, Amari, I'll give you guys my thoughts on all three movies. The first Kung Fu Panda movie is probably my favorite. I thought it was the most fun and entertaining, and we really got to see what Po is like as a character. It dives into his backstory extremely well, and the action and the humor really worked in that movie. The second one I thought was more darker. We got to learn a little bit more about Po's past, especially his family members, and again, it had that same humor that we loved about those movies and all the likable characters in it. And Kung Fu Panda 2 is a very entertaining movie. And Kung Fu Panda 3 came out this year. If you guys haven't seen my review of that, it's on my channel, and I thought that one was really good too. I love the backstory of Po and his father, voiced by Bryan Cranston. And we got to learn more too about what Po is like as a leader. And I think it's really underrated. Moving forward, I think this franchise can work really well. And I think these movies are really underrated. And I just think they can continue on with this franchise until it gets kind of dull. At Hammock_Austin on Twitter asks, what made you want to start making YouTube videos? Thanks for your question, Austin. What made me want to start making YouTube videos is I've loved movies my whole entire life, ever since I was a kid. And when I got into middle school and freshman year of high school, I really started to have a passion for them and maybe wanted to consider that my hobby, be a filmmaker and a film critic. I started YouTube in January this year, January 9th, and what really wanted to make me make a YouTube account is I watched all the great movie reviewers on YouTube. Chris Stuckman, Jeremy Johns, The Schmoes Know, and FlickPick, and just hearing them talking about movies, and they're very passionate about it, and they do that as their career. And so that's what really motivated me to want to make a YouTube account and start making my own videos. Jay's Reaction on YouTube asks, are you looking forward to Disney's Moana? I heard the soundtrack is amazing. Another movie with amazing songs. Well, yes, I've already seen Moana. If you haven't seen my review, it's on my channel, and I love Moana. It was very surprising. I thought it was very funny, entertaining, great Disney animated film with flawless animation. And yes, the songs in Moana were fantastic, and they were written by Lin-Manuel Miranda, who created Hamilton and In the Heights, and the soundtrack was what made Moana amazing, and just the characters, Moana and Maui, Dwayne Johnson, and Ali Carvalho, is what really pushed the movie forward. Josh Edwards on YouTube asks, what was the movie or person that got you into loving film? The person that got me into loving movies ever since I was a kid was Tom Hanks. He's one of my favorite actors, and ever since I saw Toy Story when I was 5 years old, I just fell in love with this movie. I just love everything about it. Tom Hanks' voice work and just him as an actor is what really made me love movies. Laserman676 on YouTube asks, what is your favorite movie you've ever seen? Mine is Iron Man. Now, I've already answered this question before, but I'll kindly answer it again. My favorite movie I've ever seen is The Empire Strikes Back. I mean, what else can I say? It's the best Star Wars movie ever made, and it's one of the greatest movies ever made. Everything about this movie's flawless. Just the tone of it is a lot darker than the originals, and this movie is just perfect. Everything about it is made it a lot better. I mean, Darth Vader having that backstory of being Luke's father. Just so gripping, so riveting. I love The Empire Strikes Back. Movies Are Life on YouTube asks, what is your favorite Pixar film? Oh boy. Oh my god, Movies for Life. Why are you picking such a hard question? If I had to pick my favorite Pixar movie ever, it would have to be Toy Story. I mean, I could really pick all three Toy Story movies because they're all incredible. But I'm going with the very first movie, the one that started it all, the first one I saw, again, when I was 4 years old when it came out. I love this movie so much. Everything about it. Tom Hanks as Woody, Tim Allen as Buzz Lightyear, all the characters, just the story is incredible. I mean, this little boy, Andy, going away and all of his toys coming to life when he's not there. Just hearing the backstories of these toys is just amazing. This movie is incredible and great for all kids to watch. Movies Are Life also asked me a second question, and I love this one. Who do you think would win in a fight, James Bond or Jason Bourne? Explain why. This would be one intense fight, but if it all came down to no guns at all, Jason Bourne would hands down win. Because let's face it, Jason Bourne is a straight up assassin. He can punch dudes left to right and end up killing them. And I think his choreography would be tough for James Bond to keep up with. And that's why I think Jason Bourne could win in a hand fight. But if it came down to guns, James Bond has more guns around him. He has more artillery on his side. And so yeah, it would just be a bloody fight overall. Mr. TARDIS 11 on YouTube asks, have you reviewed the Harry Potter movies at all? No, I haven't, but I really did leading up to Fantastic Beasts. I just didn't have any time on my hands. I also wanted to do a collaboration review with another YouTuber. It's just schedules get in the way, but in the future I will definitely review all 8 of them. Naughty Potato on YouTube asks, what's your least favorite movie ever? I've already answered this question on my first Q&A, but to reiterate, my least favorite movie I've ever seen is Superman 4: The Quest for Peace. This is just one of those movies I question to myself, why did they even make it? Just everything about this movie was so horrendous. The acting, the special effects, the action sequences were so 1970s crap. I mean, if you saw this movie too, you're just like, why? Peter Vo on YouTube asks, are you excited for Cars 3, Incredibles 2, Toy Story 4, Pixar's upcoming movies? Surprisingly, yes, I'm looking forward to all 3 of those movies, but one I'm sketchy on. The first one, Cars 3. That teaser trailer was incredible. I mean, that's how a teaser trailer should be. I mean, we don't know anything about it. What happened to Lightning McQueen? How did he get in this accident? And yeah, I'm interested in Cars 3 now. Incredibles 2, finally, it's here. I mean, we've been waiting 13 years for this sequel. The Incredibles, I cannot wait for this sequel. It's going to be amazing. And Toy Story 4 is the one I'm sketchy on. Because is there really a need to continue this story? I mean, Toy Story 3 was the finale we all deserved. Very satisfying, and I'm a little worried about it. Sammy Klinger on Facebook asks, are there any terrible movies that you think are underrated? Are there any awesome movies that you think are overrated? And what are your favorite TV shows, if you watch any TV shows? Any terrible movies I think are underrated? 2 I can think of off the top of my head. One is Suicide Squad. I didn't think it deserved all the hate that it got. I mean, it got like a 26% on Rotten Tomatoes. I think it deserves way better than that. I thought it was a lot of fun. It's not a great movie. I thought it was a lot of fun. Funny scenes. I love Deadshot and Harley Quinn, and the Joker was entertaining. And I like Suicide Squad. And another movie I can think of is Big Daddy. Now, this movie only got, I think, a 30% on Rotten Tomatoes. And I think Big Daddy is my only favorite Adam Sandler movie. I love this movie. It's funny, hilarious, and Adam Sandler's great in it. So movies that are great that I consider overrated, One of them is Birdman. Now you're all probably saying, whoa, Ryan, you think Birdman is overrated? That movie's incredible. I do not think Birdman is a masterpiece, okay? I enjoyed it for the cinematography, but seriously, I found it really boring and slow paced acting. Michael Keaton was phenomenal in that movie. It's just, I don't consider it the next masterpiece. And the other movie is Gravity. This is a movie that everybody loved. It was nominated for Best Picture, and I think it's overrated simply because I don't think it's that great of a movie. I thought it was very slow paced at times. Sandra Bullock gave a great performance, but I didn't think it was that great. Some of my favorite TV shows I watched a lot of comic book TV shows like Daredevil. I've seen all of season 1, not season 2 yet. Couple of episodes in, I really like the first season of Daredevil. It's amazing. And another TV show, Supergirl, I really enjoyed that. It's very cheesy at times, but I like the story of Kara, Supergirl. And a TV show that I have to watch soon is The Flash. I've heard nothing but great things about it. Definitely want to get into that DC movie crossover. Sammy Klinger also asked, also, how would you rank all the Harry Potter films? Well, Sammy, I'm going to consider that as a video request. I think a separate video would be more appropriate, and I'll do that in the future. Stuff You See in the Cinema on YouTube has asked me 5 questions, and they are, who is your favorite movie YouTuber? What is your favorite movie trilogy? Who is your favorite director? What movie sequel are you most/least wanting to get made? And finally, Al Pacino or Robert De Niro. My favorite YouTube movie reviewer is Chris Stuckman. I absolutely love his videos, his passion for films, and just his enthusiasm. I think overall he's very confident, very professional, and very funny, and I can easily connect with Chris Stuckman. My favorite movie trilogy is, of course, the Star Wars original trilogy. I love all 3 of these movies. Empire Strikes Back, the first Star Wars, and Return of the Jedi. And all 3 of these movies are why I love movies. I mean, these movies weren't made, I wouldn't have a passion for them. I mean, everybody loves Star Wars. My favorite director is Steven Spielberg. I love all of his films. They are incredible. Or you could say Martin Scorsese, but I prefer Spielberg. Just watching his movies, Jurassic Park, E.T., Jaws, Indiana Jones, just, this man is magical. He makes movies look realistic, and I want to be part of these worlds. I have an interesting pick for this question. What movie sequel would I want to get made? I would like to see a Whiplash 2. I know that sounds weird, but the end of that movie gave you such a cliffhanger. You're probably wondering, did he satisfy Terrence Fletcher? And I would like to see something after it. Did he fully satisfy him? Or could he still rip him to shreds? I would love to see that. And the movie sequel I least want to get made is all those upcoming Ghostbusters sequels. If you guys didn't know, they announced that they're going to be making more sequels to Ghostbusters. And I'm like, no, I don't want to see anymore. That Ghostbusters movie was all I wanted to see, and I just don't want to see anymore. Al Pacino or Robert De Niro, that is so hard. But if I had to pick one, I'll pick De Niro. Love Al Pacino so much. I mean, the man was in The Godfather. But Marlon Brando really made that movie what it was. And Robert De Niro is iconic also. I love all his movies. Taxi Driver and Goodfellas, masterpieces. And just him as an actor is a lot more connecting than Pacino. And just those two going together in Heat is some of the best movie moments in history. Tom Eurisha on YouTube asked me 2 questions, and they are, including Arrival coming out this month, what is your favorite Denis Villeneuve film? And do you agree he's one of the best upcoming directors? And then he says, when you go to the theater to see a movie for review, do you get snacks or watch without eating? I absolutely love Denis Villeneuve. I loved all his movies. But if I had to pick my favorite, I'd choose Prisoners. I love Prisoners simply because it was very riveting and suspenseful. A great kidnapping thriller, and he gave the best performance out of Hugh Jackman. I think this is Hugh Jackman's best performance simply because he's very emotional, very serious, and very sad. Like, you have a connection to his character. When his daughter gets kidnapped, you feel for him, and one scene in particular, he goes all berserk on this one guy. It's so tough to watch, but incredible movie. I do agree he's one of the best upcoming directors. Denis Villeneuve is making films like no other. I can't wait for Blade Runner 2 next year. When I go to the movie theater, I'm not one of those people that buy snacks, popcorn when I watch a movie, simply because it's too expensive and I'm just not that type of person. I like to watch a movie in complete silence. And the last question of this Q&A comes on YouTube from Trevor Lee. He asks, video request, top 10 favorite superheroes and ranking of the Star Wars movies. Great video ideas, Trevor. I definitely want to do more top 10 videos in the future, particularly in January, and both those ideas are great. I'm going to do them. And there you have it, guys. Those are all the questions for this Q&A video. That was a lot longer. Thank you guys so much for sticking around and watching. And thank you guys who submitted those questions. You're awesome. And for those of you that didn't get to submit a question, you will get a chance in the third Q&A video that I hopefully will get to do in January. Thank you guys as always for watching this video. And if you guys liked it, give it a thumbs up. And be sure to subscribe today for more content. All my social media links are in the description down below. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!